And good evening, everyone. Welcome to a special broadcast tonight brought to you by me on a Monday night. Happy Monday. We are live at Chicagoland with the FTR A League. Guess what? Back in the A League, the FTR League. Doing a special broadcast tonight since they are on Monday night tonight, making up for last week's rain out, I guess you could call it, or blackout, I guess you could call it, as the servers were down last week. So these boys are racing tonight. They are looks like they are fixing to set up the lobby here in just a minute or two to go qualifying. So we will we'll kind of dive right to it and take a few minutes. Remember, everyone, that you can catch the normal broadcast on Lugnut's channel, Lugnut and Big Rig, and I think they got a special guest in there tonight. So anybody who checks this out tonight, be sure to check out the normal broadcast with those guys. Kind of doing a special broadcast. It's a Monday night, and never have anything going on Monday night. So these FTR A League boys racing tonight. So I said, you know what? I haven't done a. I had to take a little bit of a vacation, I guess you could call it, after doing the FTR A League season last season with Lugnut, and kind of taking a break, and but now I'm back in the FTR C League myself, and you can catch that every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. So be sure to check the FTR C League boys out. I'll be racing in that every night, every Tuesday night from here on out. Tomorrow, we will be at Eldora. The B League boys, they were at Eldora last night for their All-Star race, and very awesome race last night. Caught that on the broadcast. And tomorrow night will be the All-Star race for the FTR C League, so we'll catch. So I'll be in that. But tonight the A League is at Chicagoland. Chicagoland, like I said last Wednesday, the servers were down, so there was no racing last week as the all the servers were down. So that definitely stunk. Um, but I'm kind of figured I say, hey, you know what? I ain't got nothing going on Monday night, and did some practicing for Eldora. So you know what? Let me do a broadcast for these boys. Let's get another broadcast out there. I haven't done a League broadcast for FTR since the end of last season. Um, so I got nothing to do. So I figure, what the heck? Let's do a broadcast. Um, so everybody can sit back and hang tight and strap the belts in. Get yourself a drink. Get yourself some popcorn, whatever it may be, and sit back and watch these FTR A League boys go at it in Chicagoland. And as most of you know, these guys are in the trucks this season. So they've been having some really awesome races. You can check all the broadcasts out. Like I said, on Lugnut's YouTube channel. I think that's Lugnut number 6, I believe it is. Um, and you can always check out the normal broadcast every Wednesday night. This Wednesday night, the A League boys will be at Eldora as well for their All Star race. So you got to check that out. That's gonna be an awesome race and a really fun time. So, but tonight we're waiting for these boys to get it on here at Chicagoland. I think they're getting in the lobby now and getting all set to do some qualifying here at Chicagoland. Now, right now, we're just kind of hanging on, hanging out, just chilling. Let's see here. Let me. They're just getting into the lobby now. As I think they're getting loaded up to do the lobby now. And it should be pretty good, interesting. I mean, I've been watching these guys. I mean, they've been having some awesome races in this A League. So I'm looking forward to this tonight too. And it's been a while since I did the A League for FTR, and so like I said, I had to take a little bit of a break, but doing a special broadcast tonight for these guys on a Monday night. And like I said, we're at Chicagoland. I think these boys, they might have gotten qualifying all over and done with. So I think hopefully we should be getting ready to go green here soon. And see what happens here. Yeah, I think looks like they're looking to, they're doing the qualifying, I think. Yeah, I think they're getting ready to qualify here in just a minute or two. Should be a good run. You got some really good guys, really good racers in this A League. Uh, you got typical, and you got the old school FTR guys, Billy and Eagles. Yeah, they're all up in here. Dan the Man. You know, Lynch is up in here. Lynch rides a 23 truck. I'll be looking at that because I ride the 23 truck in the C League. So I got to pull for a little bit of Lynch. Plus, it's Lynch's birthday today. It's a happy birthday, Lynch. So I'm gonna be pulling for Lynch tonight, just because it's his birthday and he's in the 23 truck, which I'll be in the 23 truck tomorrow night at Eldora. So I got to oh man. I think we're looking at getting ready to go green here. Hopefully, in the next couple of minutes here at Chicagoland, these FTR A League boys. I'm gonna check these guys out, and got some old, the old school FTR guys. Like I said, you got Billy up in here, and Eagles, and Dan the Man, and good friend of mine, Street. Street, I'll be on Street's broadcast to give some of the lap count, and look like these guys are going qualifying now, so they are qualifying here at Chicagoland. So we'll give them a couple minutes to go qualifying, as it's good old Monday night. Get back and relax, strap some bells. Like I said, get some popcorn, get your beverage of choice, and sit back and ready to watch these A League guys kick it off here at Chicagoland. As let's see. I'm checking in here on the stream on Street Stream, just like just like of old. I'm always watching on Street Stream and give the lap counts and how many laps to go, and and a bit of a leaderboard. And right now they are in qualifying, so they're in the midst of qualifying now. So they should be they'll be done that in probably just a couple minutes. But you got some, like I said, you got some really good guys, really fast guys in here. Mac Attack, Pittman's up in here. Typical's always fast, no matter what car he's riding in. Typical's always fast. Street Machine, like I said, Street Machine, he's up in here. I think even let me see here. Let me see if I can get some drivers in here for it. Let's see. We got oh man, we got it's Bob Drew in the 8 truck tonight. He's in here. Micah, our good boy Micah in the 2 truck. He's gonna be in here tonight. Venom is in the 3 truck. Dan the Man in the 32. Dan the Man Hope Dan the man gets it in. And you too, Big Rig. You have fun tonight. And like I said, everybody check out that normal broadcast over at Lugnut and Big Rig's channel. Those guys been doing a hell of a job all season long, bringing you the FTR A League every Wednesday night. You gotta check them out. Um, I know you guys already have. Keep watching it. Those guys have been doing a spectacular, wonderful job all season long. You guys keep on rolling with it, but I think they might even have a special guest tonight. I think I'm not sure. They might even have a special guest, but I know it's on Lugnut's YouTube, and probably you can look at Big Rig's YouTube. He'll probably have it on there tonight too. But check those guys out in their broadcast. But like I said, we're doing a special broadcast tonight with these A League guys. It's been a while since I did the A League. Had to take a little bit of a break. Everybody has to take a break every once in a while. But being on a Monday night, I had nothing better to do. Did some practice for Eldora, but had nothing better to do. And I said, you know what? These boys are racing. Let's go climb up in the second booth there. You know, those Lugnut and Big Rig. They got the main booth. They have their party booth over there. I'm just kind of in the corner booth. I'm over in the corner of the broadcast booth. I got my own little closet tonight, so I'm just hanging in the closet doing a little special broadcast, bringing you different, some different views and whatnot. From different camera angles, so you can flip back and forth between the main broadcast that those guys do, Big Rig and Lugnut over there. And you can flip back and forth, but be sure to like and subscribe to Lugnut's channel and Big Rig's channel, as those guys, like I said, they've been doing the broadcast all season long and doing a heck of a job. So be sure to check those guys out and to check in and subscribe, like everything, all like that, to both of their channels. So these guys are in midst of qualifying. So, with that being said, they're still in qualifying. They have a couple more laps left in qualifying. They have 2 more laps left in qualifying. So, we are going to, take a quick break. And, I'm going to take a quick commercial break. And I'm going to grab myself my Coca-Cola and a bag of chips, and we're going to have a quick commercial break as these guys get ready to go racing, and we will bring you the start of the race in just a few minutes. Be right back. And welcome back. Welcome back. Alright, take from a quick commercial break. Alright, these guys have just finished up qualifying, looks like. So let me check in. Let me see if I can get that running order for qualifying for you guys. Let's see if I can get the starting grid tonight. So let me check on in here. See if I can get a little starting grid, as it's always going to be fuzzy. I'll get that starting grid. Eagles is on the pole tonight. Check that out. Eagles run away with the pole tonight. So Eagles going to start first in tonight's race. The Eagles in a 24 Hooters truck. He's going to start first. Typical going to start second. Typical will be in second tonight. Can't see he's in third. Let's see. I can give you some guys in here, but yeah, Eagle is going to be on the pole tonight. So you know Eagles is always fast and everything he runs in. So he ran away with the pole tonight, and you know, but typical. Whew, typical is always tough to beat, man. No matter what rate, no matter if he's in Cup car or Xfinity car or even a truck. Typical is always the one to beat. He is always one to beat. Always freaking fast, man. He is always freaking fast. Got a quick message here. Alright, so we're getting ready to go. We're getting ready to go green here. Like I said, typical on the outside pole. He's, like I said, man. I'm gonna go. I want to go with Lynch. Let me see if I can see where Lynch starts, because I'm pulling for Lynch. And got to wish Lynch a happy birthday. Lynch's birthday is today, so we're gonna go for Lynch tonight, just because it's his birthday. So I want him to have a good race. Let's see if Lynch can get a dub tonight here at Chicagoland. And where's Billy start? I can't see where Billy's starting. I don't have much of a running order, but we're gonna go green here in just a couple minutes, and just waiting for him to go green. Probably in about another 2 minutes. We'll be going green here in probably about 2 minutes. So I hope everybody has got their popcorn, their beverage of choice, or pizza, whatever. I'm hungry. I'm starting to get hungry. I gotta grab something to eat. And sit back and watch these boys on a Monday night. Tell you what, these guys put on some heck of a racing all season long. You guys got to be checked to. Yeah, always, man. Well, love my boy War. Always good to see you, man. I wish you were out here tonight. I heard that your PlayStation is fried, man. How in the world did that happen? How did your PlayStation? Man, come on. We're gonna have to get that fixed up for you, man. That has absolutely sucked. But yeah, man, it's a Monday night. I ain't got nothing else to do. And so, yep, I'm back in the C League. I'll be running in the C League tomorrow night. But these guys are going green. So let's go join. Let's go join and let's go racing. These guys are getting ready to go green. Oh man, thunderstruck and killed it. Oh man. Oh, that's brutal, dude. That is brutal. Oh man, well We're going green. Man, War, man, you're gonna have to get back in that truck, brother. I was hoping to see you out here tonight with these guys. The Eagles in the 24 car. He jumps out with Typical on the inside in that 4 truck. Eagles started on the pole, Typical on the outside, but they look like they're switching position. These guys are jockeying around back here already. Typical in the 20. I'm sorry, I have to learn these guys. And Billy's in that 4 truck. Billy's squeak up in there. Typical's in the 20. Billy's in the 4 truck. I'm getting these numbers. You're gonna have to bear with me. I'm still getting used to these numbers. I'm not used to these numbers and these guys and these trucks. I'm still getting it down. But Billy jumps out to a quick lead here with Eagles and the 24 right in tow. So let's, as these guys get a little situated, let's go through the field and introduce some of these guys for you back here. As we said, Eagles starting off in a 24 truck tonight. And Typical in that 20. Typical looks like he's falling back to 4th, but don't worry about that. You know he's going to be fighting all night long for the lead. So Typical riding that 20 tonight. Billy, as we said, in that 4 truck. Bill, as we have a change for the lead, looks like Eagles going in the inside of Billy. He's going to have some help. Billy has no help on the outside. Eagles looks like he's going to take that lead over from Billy, and he's going to do it with the help. As we have Tone Touch in the 97, as we have some contact being made between the 22, and we got a car spinning back there. Car spinning. That is the 10-car Street Machine. Oh, man, I'm not sure what happened there. Street in the 10-car, and the caution is not out. Caution is not out. I'm not sure what happened there. All I know is as we were going through, and all of a sudden just saw Street just come off of turn 2, and around he went. Caution is not out, so they are still green. And he's all right. There's plenty of time. We're only in stage 1. We're literally only 5 laps into the race, so there's plenty of time on this. Only 5 laps, got plenty of time. Now let's try to get through. As we said, as Lynch in the 23 there, Lynch. There's my boy Lynch. He's my pick tonight. I'm going for Lynch tonight, the birthday boy in a 23 truck. I'm going for Lynch just because it's his birthday. Tonight's his birthday. I'm going for Lynch in that 23. And there he goes on the inside. He took a peek on the inside of Eagles. As Billy retook the lead here. And Lynch looking to get underneath, as we're going to have a change. As Eagles dove underneath. He looked like he had a run underneath, but lost his momentum. I'm not sure if he looked. I think he may have gotten a little bit tight up in there. And Lynch is now going to take over second spot, but just for a minute, as Eagles got something to say about that. Comes back underneath with Typical in tow. Typical in that 20 truck. As Lynch now drops back to 4th. But these guys are jostling around, so these guys are jostling around. These guys are racing, boys. They are racing. And going through the field as Hollywood in the 22. Hollywood looks like he has some issue going on in that 22 truck. I'm not sure exactly what happened. But Hollywood looked like he had made some contact earlier in the race. And Venom in the 3 truck. As we're trying to get through the field and introduce these drivers for you tonight. Venom in that number 3 tonight. Micah in the 2. As you see Micah, I think he had that contact. Looks like maybe with Street, maybe, I'm not sure. Or Holly, it may have been Hollywood, but my boy Micah in the 2 truck. Come on, Micah. Get on back up there. You got plenty of time. We're only in stage 1, so there's plenty of time for these guys to kick back up. Pittman in a 68 truck tonight. FTR Pittman in that blue 68 tonight. Bad Martin in that number 15 truck. Bad Martin currently running up in there in the top 10 right now in that 15 truck, drafted right with Venom, trying to catch those leaders as he's looking to the inside of Venom, and he's going to take that position over as we got some jostling and all kinds of racing going on. Trying to get to his Mac Attack now coming down pit road. This is an unscheduled pit stop. I'm not sure what happened here, but now Mac Attack is down pit road. Heavy damage to Mac Attack as we're trying to get through this field. Reckless Racer in the 52 truck tonight. Reckless. And following this pack here as he's trying to get back up to the lead, back up to these leaders as we got through the field, I think. Yep, we got pretty much through the field. Billy ended up in that 4 truck, but we got some jostling around as Tone touching the 97. There's Tone touching that green 97. Rub on him. Rub. Good to see Rub in that number 33 truck. Having a good run so far as he's looking under Lynch. Lynch tried to close the door. Rub thought twice of it. He said, let me get back in line. Let's get some drafting here going on and get back up. Bob Drew. There's Bob up in there. He looks like he's up into the 5th place. Battling with Typical as these guys are really jostling around up here with the lead. You got Eagles, Billy, Bob Drew, Typical. And then the 32 of Dan the Man. Dan the Man having a great run off of the get. Like that 32 truck. It's a nice looking truck there, that number 32 truck. As Dan the Man now battling side by side with Typical. As they're 2x2. Billy and Eagles side by side for the lead. Billy and Eagles been flip-flopping this lead since the beginning of the race and the drop of the green flag. Eagles now back to, looks like he's going to drop back a little bit as now Typical there. I told you, there's Typical. And Typical's going for that lead. And Typical looks like he's going to try to get it. He's got help from Bob Drew. And Eagles up into the wall. Eagles brush the wall. And we got a car spinning in the back. And that's Dan the Man. Dan the Man. No. Who was that spun? That was Rub on him. Rub spun. I thought it was Dan the Man. Good to see. Well, I'm glad it wasn't Dan the Man. But I did not want to see that happen to Rub in that 33. Rub was running right up there with those guys. And Rub, not sure what happened, but he went for a spin as he's gathered things back up. He didn't hit anything, so don't see any damage on that truck. So it looks like he's all right. He needs to just gather, regroup. He'll be all right. Back up to the front. Here comes, it's Bob Drew looking underneath the Typical. It's Bob Drew looking for that lead. Typical goes high in that 20 truck. I'm used to saying a car here in the trucks tonight. Bob Drew in the 8. He's got help from the 23 of Lynch. Come on, Lynch. Lynch is my pick tonight, the birthday boy. Lynch in that 23. There goes Lynch. Let's get Lynch on that camera. Let's get him some camera love. We gotta get some camera love for the birthday boy. He's my pick tonight. I'm going with Lynch. Come on, Lynch. Lynch, get up on up in there. He's got Eagles behind him in that 24. As he's following right there in that draft, riding along with Lynch in that 23. As he's side by side now with Bob Drew. He's got a little, as Eagles trying to pick up with, as there's the 97. And that 97, who was that 97? I can't remember that 97. Come on, who's that 97? Tone touch. There's Tone in that 97. In that green 97. Tone having a great run. Currently up in the top 7 there. He's in 7th place, and these leaders now, as you see, they're jostling back and forth. These guys are really jostling. Let's get back up here with these leaders. Racer X, he's having a good run. He looks like he's in 8th place. Racer X in that 16 truck. I didn't see get him introduced. The Street Machine in that truck. He's hoping for a caution and getting to the end of the stage. Now back up here with the leaders. Lynch in the 23 in 5th position. Now let's get back up here with the leader here, and that's going to be Typical in that 20. I told you Typical is always tough to beat, no matter if he's in a Cup car or Xfinity car or even in one of these trucks. Typical is always one to beat, but guess who's right behind him? Guess who's right behind him? And that's always tough to beat. Billy in that number 4 truck. Billy hot on Typical's heels in that 4 truck. Billy currently running in 2nd spot. Bob Drew in 3rd. And looks like Eagles and Tone Touch they're doing a little bit of battle. As Eagles makes the pass on Tone there. As these guys kind of start settling in. In Chicagoland, this was a fun track. As these guys, you know, like normally these, as everybody knows, that these guys normally run on Wednesday night. The last Wednesday the servers were down. But riding with the C League last Tuesday here at Chicagoland, this track was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun in Chicagoland. This is such a wide track. There's multiple grooves. There's a lower groove, a middle groove, and an upper groove. As you see here, as Typical gets to the high side, comes back low, and you can get down here on this apron, as you see most of them do, but you don't really even have to do that. You can, you know, I guess you can save a little bit of time, make it pick up some speed, but you don't necessarily really have to do it. But the thing about this track is there's a lot of space, there's plenty of grooves and a lot of space with this track. As we are winding down in stage 1, we have 14 laps to go in stage 1. And Typical picking them up and laying it down. As they are, I think that might be, I can't see exactly who that is, that's in danger of going a lap down. But these boys will be catching them pretty fast because they got the help of the draft. And they're going to catch them pretty quick. They are catching them pretty quick, and we'll find out. And I'm hoping it's not Street Machine, but I think it might be Street Machine who caught that damage and then from that spin earlier. As these guys starting to settle in a little bit, we got some tire wear now. As we've got, yeah, that's Street Machine. He's getting ready to go a lap down. He's holding on, he's fighting on. Look, you can see the interval between Street, who's currently in 16th position, as there was that earlier pit stop. As let's go through the field, as these guys, the Pittman, Bad Martin, and Mac Attack. It was Mac Attack that made that unscheduled pit stop, as he's now at least one lap down. Currently in 17th spot, as Street is in 16th spot, really in danger of going a lap down, but it looks like he's going to get some help here in the form of Rub with the drafting help. As we start to run down on these laps, we've got 10 laps to go in stage 1, so Street is holding on, as now Street, he's looking to go underneath the Rub, so he's fighting to keep that lap. They don't want to necessarily want to go a lap down, but they know with 10 laps to go, as Billy retaking the lead, but here comes Lynch underneath the Typical. Lynch diving to the low side underneath the Typical, can't get the momentum. Looked like he hit the apron, caught that apron, and trying to get underneath Typical, caught the apron, had some help from Bob Drew in that A truck. Bob Drew lost that momentum as he clipped that apron. Bob Drew went to the high side as he's trying to get some momentum back. As he get back up here with Billy, who is our leader. Let me get real quick here. Let me get back on our leader, Billy, who is right there. There's Billy right there. And Billy back in the lead with Typical hot on Billy's trails. As Billy's looking to try to get this stage win, as we've got less than 10 laps to go in stage 1. We've got about 8 laps to 8 laps to go in stage 1. As Billy and Typical, as they're running down Street, and Street is just trying to get to the end of the stage. And if he knows he's gonna go a lap down here. We've still got about 6-7 laps to go in the stage, so he knows he's going to go a lap down, but as long as he can stay the first car a lap down, and he goes to the high side. Here comes the leaders underneath. As there he goes a lap down, but he knows that he's in the lucky dog spot, so he hold on just for another 6 or 7 laps as we get to the end of the stage, and he'll get that lap right back, and he'll be in business. And Billy, your current leader, with Typical hot on his trails, with Lynch in 3rd, Bob Drew in 4th, and I believe Dan the Man is in 5th. That's your top 5. As Billy, I'm not sure, Billy might be doing more mirror driving than he's looking in the mirror, driving through his mirror, than he is driving through the windshield, as Typical is right on that bumper. And Typical, I think Typical just might be riding here as we get to the end of this stage. Billy comes through the trioval, leading the field, as Typical now looking to the high side. Took a peek to the high side. Looks like he's going to be patient with it. Maybe waiting and hoping that he can get some help from Lynch there in the 3rd position. Here he goes under the inside. He's going to make his move now. Takes the move on the inside. Typical dives from the inside of Billy into turn 3. Side by side. And this is going to have Lynch catch up to him. So who is Lynch going to go with? You got Billy on the outside in the 4. Typical on the inside in the 20. Lynch right there in the 23 and 3rd. Who is Lynch going to go with? Dives to the inside as Typical clears and passes Billy for the lead. But here comes Billy on the crossover. Billy making the crossover move on Typical. Underneath Typical into turn 3. Typical now stuck to the high side. Gets that side draft off of Billy. Gets up into the wall just a little bit, and Typical's going to wreck into the wall. Typical goes around. Typical goes around and bites the McAtech in the 16, and caution might be coming out for this one. Big wreck on the front stretch as Street got caught up in it. And that actually came to the end of the stage. And that's going to finish the end of the stage under caution as Typical came down and got that side draft off of Billy's bumper, went up off of the turn, up into the wall, and the back end just swung right around on him. Wow, what a turn of events as Typical battling for the lead with Billy. Billy takes stage 1. So Billy's going to take stage 1, and Lynch grabs 2nd. So here we go. We're going to line them up for stage 2. FTR A League tonight, Monday night racing. FTR A League at Chicagoland. Billy takes us to the green flag in that 4 truck as Lynch in that 23 wants to try to dive down, and he's going to be able to. Bob Drew gives him the space and lets Lynch drive on down as we got some racing going on in the back here. Ride with Tone Touch a minute as Tone Touch, as he's right behind Eagles, and these guys are going at it. And here comes the Venom in the 3 truck. We're going to go 3 wide. We're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. Oh, this could get hairy. This could get hairy. This could get hairy. Hey. And these guys hold on to it. And these guys are going. They, fresh tires. These guys want to go. Beginning of stage 3, these guys are going back here. Let's get back in here in this pack. The 32 of Dan the Man in a hornet's nest. You got Typical and Street Machine all back in there. You got a hornet's nest going on back in here. Let's get back up in here. Let's see here. Let's give it. Come on. And Micah up into that 2 truck. Good to see Micah. He's having back up into the good run. As Micah now following Typical. Now watch Micah follow Typical. Micah knows how fast Typical is. He's going to try running with him and get fast. As we got some jostling going around up front as Pittman in the 68. As Typical looking to go under him and make the pass as Reckless Racer in the 52. Gets passed by Tone Touch in that 97. Reckless in that 52 truck. As Venom on the inside. Venom in that 3 now looks on the inside of Reckless. And gonna make the pass. As Reckless starting to drop back just a little bit. But he's caught on that outside. Losing. I don't think that's where he wants to be. Keep an eye on that 20 truck. As Typical. He'll be back up there. Promise you that. We're in stage 2. Billy, your leader. Lynch in 2nd. Bob Drew in 3rd. Eagles in 4th. Tone Touch in 5th. Your top 5 in stage 2 here at Chicagoland. Billy in that Ford truck. Leading them off of turn 2. Let's come back in here as Venom. Venom trying to look in the inside of Tone Touch here in that Tone Touch in that 97. Reckless in the 52. Right there behind Venom in the 3. As Bob Drew now making looking for a pass underneath a Lynch. He's got help from Eagles. He's looking underneath. Now he's going to, as Bob Drew moves up, Eagles stayed low. Eagles trying to capitalize. Eagles looks like he may have made oh, Eagles going to get up in the wall just a little bit. He kissed the wall for good luck. I always say, you know, just for fun, you kiss the wall for good luck, but it usually doesn't bring you much. And Eagles, I think Eagles is battling a tight condition. He looked like he was really tight in stage 1, and it looks like he's still having a little bit a tight issue with his 24 Hooters truck. I think so. Keep an eye on that, see if he loosens that thing up and get back up to the front. As Dan the Man in that 32 with Typical in tow, as they look underneath the Eagles and make the pass, right on the heels of Venom in that 3 truck. Dan the Man in that 32 makes the pass on Eagles. He's got Typical helping in that push, as Typical now making his charge back to the front. As Dan the Man moves up, gives the room to Typical. He knows Typical's got a faster truck, gives him the room, and Typical with Eagles in tow. And they got the drafting help from Eagles in a turn 3, looking to make the pass, and he's going to do it. Makes it clear. Got help from Eagles. Eagles looking to get underneath of Dan the Man in that 32. Dan the Man in that 32 stuck on the outside there. And we got a truck way up into the wall. That's Mac Attack way up into the wall. As Typical got loose. Looked like Typical in that 20 got loose coming off of turn 2. Eagles was able to capitalize on that. These guys are rolling. Look at the 52 of Reckless, where he's back on the inside where he wants to be, and makes a little contact with Tone. Tone had to just slide up, and Tone up and made a brush into the wall. Tone in at 97. I think he had a little help from the 52. Got it together as Venom now. Venom makes the pass, trying to get, and he comes down in front of Eagles. Eagles trying to give him the room. And these guys are going at it. Eagles right behind Venom. But Reckless Racer on the 52, he's got something to say about it. He's not just going to give that up, but he got no help. Typical in the 20, following right there with Eagles. As you see, there's our leaders. The top 3 are single file, so I'm going to keep it here where we got some good racing going on. These guys are really going at it. This is for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, everything else. Venom in a 3 truck leading this whole pack. But Eagles wants it, and you know Typical wants it. Ooh, the 3 truck wiggling. The 3 truck got real loose. That was wiggling good. That almost looked like a fishing lure coming in there. It looked like a tail of a fishing lure. We got a truck going in through the grass. I think that's Mac Attack. Mac Attack in that 17 now through the grass. Mac Attack not having a good day, as he had involved in a wreck in stage 1. Had him come in and make an unscheduled pit stop, and he's just fighting that 17 truck. So that's always hate to see that. But Mac Attack in that 17, he has got his hands full with that 17 truck. Back up here in the racing, riding with Eagles in the 24. As he's following Venom in the 3. As you see, those are the 3 leaders way up front, as Eagles now dives underneath of Venom, and Eagles says, let me lead this train here. Let me lead this train. We got to get up to these leaders here. Let me lead this train. As we got a couple cars doing some agricultural racing. Those groundskeepers aren't going to be too happy. Those landscapers, they're not going to be too happy with these boys. As I know we got to tore that grass up last Tuesday in the C League, and these guys are just going to tear it up again a little bit, and that's all right. Yes, you can see these are not off-road trucks. This is not off-road truck racing. So that these guys have settled down a little bit. Now, this is not off-road truck racing. Let's jump back up here with our leaders, as these guys are just single file, just cruising along. Billy in first, Bob Drew in second, and Lynch in third. These guys just on cruise control. As Bob Drew now, he's looking for the lead. Bob Drew said he wants the lead for a little bit, as he's got Lynch right behind him. Bob and Billy, he just says, go ahead. You know what? I'm not going to fight you really for it. You know, we're still early. We're stage 2. We got plenty of breathing room. You go right ahead. He's going to tuck in right there in third, and he's just going to ride and draft. He's the stage 1 winner. He's collecting some more points. So he's just going to ride a little bit. He knows what he's got underneath the hood of that Ford truck. So he's just going to ride a little bit. He says, you know what, boys, you want to lead? You go right ahead and you do that. As we run back in, as Bob Drew in that 8. Starting to pull away actually a little bit now. But he won't be able to pull away with Billy and Lynch both in draft. But these three leaders, they want to hook up. You know, we're only in stage 2, and with stage 2, you know, these guys, they you know, there's still a whole lot of time. So, and they are checking out a little bit. They got plenty of breathing room, and sure wishing that it was stage 3, not stage 2, as they would be able to check out and try to take this to the end. But we are in stage 2. So these 3 leaders just on cruise control. Let's drop back here and back. Let's check in on Dan the Man, Typical in that 20. As these guys now look like they finally got single file, as they saw those top 3 cars. Oh, Typical came off of the turn 2. Looked like maybe he got that truck a little bit loose. Venom in the 3 was right behind him. And these guys look like they're finally going to line up in single file a little bit and chase those leaders down, because those leaders really put some distance in. These guys just want to line up and go catch them, run those boys down. As you have a 4-pack back here with Racer X in the 16. Hollywood in the 22, Street in the 10. As they're trying to get back up as the 68. Who's the 68? I can't remember. That's Pittman in the 68. That's right. It's Pittman in the 68. As Rub. Racer X and Hollywood as Pittman in the 68. I'm not sure. I think Pittman may have actually come down pit road, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't think so, no. And this is a battle. This is kind of in the back a little bit here. This is looks like for. This is like 12, 13. This is 11, 12, 13th, and 14th. As these guys are battling back here. Pittman follows in, tucks in behind Street in the 10 truck. And these guys, now they're going to get lined up in single file. As Bad Martin and, oh man, Bad Martin has had to take it to the garage, it looks like. I hate to see that, man. Daggone it. Reckless and Tone. This looks like they got a 2-car hookup here. Try to get some help back up to the leaders. And here's the backup by the Eagles as he's leading this little train. As they're trying to catch those three leaders down. You can see the interval. There's the interval there. There's the top three with Bob, Drew, Lynch, and Billy. 1, 2, and 3. You can see the interval. The Eagles got way high and maybe brushed up the wall, kissed the wall for good luck. They're trying to run those leaders down. Oh, we got a truck way down, got way loose. Can't see who that was. That may have been Rub. Was that Rub? It may have been, nope, I think it was Dan the Man that got wicked loose. I'm pretty sure that was Dan the Man that got wicked loose. Coming off of turn 2. And he definitely had to fall back. But we are in only stage 2. So there's still plenty of time. We check in with Street Machine as he's following Hollywood in the 22. And Rub in the 33 gives him a little bump. They're trying to draft up there and trying to get back up to the front. And speaking of the front, Lynch in the 23. Come on, Lynch. Make me a believer. I picked you to win tonight. Ooh, and they make contact. Lynch makes contact with Bob in the 8. Bob Drew in the 8 truck. Lynch trying to take that lead. They got side by side. Made a little contact. And Billy, he had to hold his breath there for a second or two. As if you look now, Eagles is bringing that line, and I think they're slowly catching these leaders now. As with Lynch kind of doing some battle, as they were doing a little bit of battle, they are definitely, it's like they have reeled them in maybe just a little bit. I think they reeled him in just a little bit. Oh, and we got and Billy up into the wall. Billy in the wreck. Billy goes around. Not sure what happened there, but Billy went around. And Billy's got some major issues with that Ford truck. Not sure what happened. But Billy has got some. Billy went into the grass and then came back up into the wall. As you can see, the damage to the right side. Not sure what happened there. Now let's get back up as Bob Drew, the leader. And what a change of events. As now I think Lynch and Billy, I think, got together. because here's Eagles right on Lynch now, and Eagles hooked up now with Lynch to chase Bob Drew down. And Eagles took a look under Lynch, gave him a little look, and thought the better of it, tucks in behind Lynch in that 23, so they can run that 8 car down. And then look who's in 4th. There's Typical in 4th with Venom in that 3 truck right in tow. So these guys are going to run Bob Drew down. The question is there enough time? As we got another truck back in the wall with 2 laps to go. I couldn't see who that was. I saw it on the stream. It may have been Mac Attack. I think it may have been Mac Attack. I don't know who it was, but I saw a truck go up into the wall. As we got a major turn of events here. As Bob Drew, I think we only got a couple laps left. Bob Drew in that A truck. As this is the last lap in stage 2. Excuse me, I got a little bit of the sniffles. And Bob in the A truck. He comes around in tri-oval and takes stage 2. So Bob Drew, your winner of stage 2. Eagles looks like he gets 2nd. Yep, we are at Chicagoland. Yeah, man, we are at Chicagoland because last Wednesday, as everybody knows, the servers were down last Wednesday, so these guys are making the race up from last Wednesday tonight here on Monday night. So we're doing a special broadcast tonight to bring you these guys on a Monday night, and Bob Drew takes the green-white checkered of stage 2. As we've seen some interesting stuff. Typical was up in the lead. Billy was up there in the lead. Both of them had some issues, and both of them got into the wall. As we are going to kick off stage 3, and Eagles is going to be beat out. Looks like the Eagles beat out Bob Drew in the pits for the lead. Coming to the green flag. Eagles gonna move up, and here comes Bob Drew underneath. Looking underneath the Eagles, he's gonna grab that lead back. Lynch in the 23 truck right there in 3rd with Typical in the 20 in 4th. Billy back up into the 5th with Venom in 6th. Billy got that 4 truck fixed up good, and he's going to be back. As Eagles now trying to take a look to the inside of Bob and got him loose. Looked like he may have got on the right onto the back of his bumper and got him loose as Venom got loose in a turn 1 and turn 2. As Eagles now looks underneath of Bob Drew for the lead going into turn 3, and he's going to make the pass. Bob Drew now in 2nd, tucks right in front of Lynch in the 23 truck. Lynch in the 23 in 3rd. Typical in 4th, and Billy right there in 5th now. As let me get back on up here, as Lynch in the 23. As Typical now in the 20 looks underneath of Lynch for 3rd. Lynch gives him plenty of room. Typical in the 20, as Typical in that 20 truck finally got his way worked back up. He was up in the lead in stage 1, went around and took a spin off of the wall, fell back, but we knew he was going to be back up in the front. As Reckless Racer in the 52 now gets underneath the Lynch, along with Racer X in the 16. So let me get back up here with these leaders here, as Eagles now, your leader. Bob Drew in 2nd. Typical in 3rd. But that's going to change hands now here too, as Typical and Billy are on a rampage. Billy and Typical are hooked up, and they're going back to the front. They got Reckless Racer in the 52 giving them a push. Bob Drew now caught on the outside with Eagles. Eagles comes down, makes the block, tries to cut Typical off, got his momentum down a little bit because Typical and Billy have a head of steam. As now Reckless now in fourth. Bob Drew falls back to fifth. Typical in that 20 with Billy in the 4 truck. Second and third. Eagles in the 24, your current leader. And we are under caution. Caution is out. Caution is out. Not sure what happened, but looks like we see Tone Touch there with some heavy damage. Street Machine in the 10 also with heavy damage. Looks like they may have gotten some contact somewhere along the line, as Tone Touch and Street both. Looks like they had some contact, but caution is out. This is our first caution of the night. So we're going to go green. Eagles going to take us to green in this 24 truck. That 24 Hooters truck. Typical in the 20 on the outside. Billy in third. Reckless Racer in fourth. Bob Drew in fifth. Lynch in sixth. Eagles got a good jump. Got a real good jump on that start. But here comes Billy. Billy, with the help of Bob Drew and Typical, as Reckless Racer in the 52 got way high. He got shuffled and Reckless up into the wall. Reckless in the 52 up into the wall. Come on, let's get back to there he is. And Reckless falling all the way back. Reckless was right up there in fourth. Gotten shuffled to the high side, and well, big lag there. There was a big lag. And Reckless, definitely not, that was not the timing that he wanted to have that happen. Back up front, Eagles now shuffled to the high side. Typical and Billy hooked up. Billy in first now. Typical right there in third with Bob Drew in between in second. So Billy in first, Bob Drew second, Typical third, Eagles in fourth. Although that's going to change as Eagles dives to the inside of Typical. Eagles going to make the pass as he's got help from Lynch there in the 23. Lynch makes the pass as Typical now, the odd man to the outside. He's stuck on the outside. And the 16 truck now looking to go underneath. And the 16 of Racer X having a real good run right up there, battling for fifth spot as he got underneath a Typical with help of Hollywood in the 22. Hollywood's worked his way up there in the 22 truck. Let's get Hollywood some camera time as Hollywood now looking underneath the Racer X with the help of Typical, as Hollywood now trying to battle to get up there into the top 5, and he's going to do it now. Hollywood now in the top 5. Hollywood battles all the way from the back to the front. Hollywood now in the top 5 in the 22 truck. Right there on the 23, gave the 23 a little bump. Gave him a little shot there. Not sure if that was a little bit of a draft or he's just saying hello, but gave him a little bit of a bump. As we back up into the front with these guys up in the front, getting ready to do some battle. As Eagles now back underneath of Bob Drew in the 8. Eagles trying to make the pass. Lynch trying to decide who's going to want to go with, because he knows if he goes one way, Hollywood in the 22 is going to go the other. Chooses the bottom. Hollywood chooses the top. Lynch now takes third with Racer X. Racer X got up into there. Racer X in the 16 truck in the 4 spot. Billy, your current leader in the 4 in that 4. Billy out front. As we are in stage 3, and be sure at the conclusion of the race to jump over to Lugnut in the main broadcast for the interviews, the top 3. As Billy in first, Eagles in second, Lynch in third. And we coming. I'll get you a lap count here in just a second. And these guys now running a single file, but that's gonna change real quick. I can assure you of that. Ride with Bob Drew, who's currently in 6th position. With Hollywood, there's Hollywood as now Racer X in the 16 makes the move under Lynch for 3rd. Racer X having a really good run has moved up to 3rd spot. He's got typical all over his bumper, and Hollywood now makes a move under Bob. Hollywood making a move. And Hollywood slowly but surely making his way to the front. Hollywood having a great run tonight. Hollywood now up into the 6th position, it looks like. And Hollywood running for 6th currently. Having a great run now. These guys in the back, these guys are doing battle as Street Machine and Micah. There's Street. Let's get on some Street. Where's Street at? Oh, there's Street. There's Street in the 10 with Micah. There's Micah in the 2. Tone Touch there in the 97. As this pack now is trying to catch that lead pack. And these guys now single file, and Bob Drew, he may have gotten some damage with all that racing going on. Bob Drew in the 8 truck. Looks like he might have a little bit of damage. No? Maybe he doesn't have any damage. I'm not sure. He just got shuffled back there a little bit. The tires are starting to get some little bit of wear, so that might be an issue. Back to the front where Billy leads them all. There's Billy in that 4th truck. Get you a lap count here in a second. I meant to get a lap count here just a minute ago, but had a lot of stuff going on the track. I lost sight. I'll get you a lap count here in just a second. As Billy now brings him across the line. As looks like we've got 55 laps to go. Looks like we've got 55 laps to go. As they will click down pretty quickly. It's Billy in the 4 truck, Eagles in the 24. Racer X having a great run in that 16 truck. And Lynch now made the pass under typical for 4th. As Racer X now in that 16. Right there in 3rd. Just kind of cruising right now. It's typical. Looks like he got a little bit out of shape there going through the tri-wall. And here comes Racer X now looking for the lead. Got underneath the Eagles in the 24. for second, and here comes Racer X underneath of Billy looking for the lead. Racer X gonna dive under Billy in turn 3. He's got help from Eagles. He's looking for the lead. Billy goes way high, gives him plenty of room. Racer X to the lead with Eagles now in second. Lynch in third, as Billy has dropped all the way back to fourth, settles on in. And here comes Eagles now looking under Racer X. And he's going to take over the lead. Now we are in stage 3, so these guys will have to, we just had 55 laps to go, so these guys will have to make one more pit stop between now and the end of the race, barring a caution. As Lynch now in the 23 gets underneath of Racer X for second, and Billy now with the help of Hollywood in the 22 looks underneath the Racer X. Lynch now in the second, and this has just gone back and forth all race long for the most part, but especially here in stage 3. These guys are just going back and forth. So this could come down to the pit stop that they're going to have to make, as we've got 50 laps left now to go. So at, with 50 laps to go, and it takes what, 30 seconds to get around this place in a truck? So they're laying them up and putting them down at a pretty fast clip. Eagles, your current leader. Lynch there in second. Billy in third. I was about to say Hollywood in fourth in a 22, but Racer X in a 16 got something to say about that. And typical, oh, and they go off and make major contact. And we got big wreck. Bob Drew and the typical both go around. And we got trucks all over the place. Big wreck. Oh, and that's definitely going to bring out the caution. So there's our caution. Micah involved. Pittman involved. Big wreck. Caution is definitely out. So that is going to really... that could change the landscape of some things. As that was a big, big wreck. Wow. What a change of events this has been. As looks like Eagles is your leader. Eagles did get the lead. So Lynch this time beats Eagles out of the pits following that caution. So Lynch now takes the green flag in first. Eagles in second. Billy in third. Racer in fourth. And we got some, as Reckless looked like he moved Hollywood up the track there a little bit. As we are in stage 3 now, so these guys just starting to get to go time. As Lynch now out in the lead. Lynch is gonna, come on Lynch, make me right. I picked you to win tonight, man. As he's in the lead, and he stays in the lead. He does not give it up to Eagles. Come on, Lynch. I picked Lynch from the beginning of the race. I'm going for Lynch. in that 23 truck, trying to give himself a birthday present. Happy birthday to Lynch. In that 23, I picked Lynch on his birthday, and he is making me look real good right now in that lead in that 23. Eagles. Oh, and we got big wrecking it. Billy going around in a 4-car. Billy going around. Not sure what happened there, except Billy got up into the wall. Heavy contact. And that is one of the major heavy hitters. Billy won stage 1. Been up in the lead all evening. This is the second time that he went around. Not exactly sure what happened, other than the fact that saw Billy coming off of turn 2, got into the wall somehow, and around he went. And of course, unlucky for him, the caution did not come out. And that's a killer. That's a killer. Not sure exactly what happened on that. We'll have to watch the replay. Lynch maintains the lead with with Eagles in second. I'm sorry, Eagles in second, and Dan the Man in the 32 now. Bob Drew, as we got a big fight here in the top 5. Typical now in the 20. He's underneath the Bob Drew. And Typical in the 20 as Bob Drew, I think, let out of the throttle. And here comes Typical. He's got a head of steam as Racer X in the 16 now takes second from Eagles. And then Typical followed right on in the hole that Racer X created, getting underneath the Eagles, and Typical had a head of steam and took it right back, and took the third position back, I should say, as Racer X in second, Typical now in third, all following Lynch. And here comes Eagles now underneath of the 20 of Typical. Eagles now. He's looking to get back in the top 3. Side by side now with Typical. Typical's not just giving it up. Typical's got something to say about that. Dan the Man right there in that 32. Right there in tow, as Racer X now looking on the outside. Racer X looking to try to make a power move. He comes back down to make almost a crossover. Lynch holds on to the lead as Eagles now gets into the back of Racer X. Gives him a little shove. Eagles now underneath the Typical in the 20 for third. Racer X trying to get underneath that 23 for the lead. Lynch shut the door right on him. Look at Typical in the 20 go way high. Eagles right there gave 16 a little bump. Racer got a little bump from Eagles. He's out up to the high side. He's going to be the odd man out. And meanwhile, Lynch just sitting there as the leader as all of that was happening behind him. As Lynch now has Eagles in his rearview mirror. Lynch has had just about everybody in his rearview mirror the past 5 or 6 laps or so. Now has a pair of Hooters in his mirror. I had to say, yeah, I know, it's corny, but still, it's funny. Oh boy. Yeah, Lynch in that 23. your current leader. Eagles in second. Bob Drew has moved back up to third. And that 8 truck has Tone back here kind of towards the back. And this is for 13th, 12th, 13th position back here. As Rub on him in that 33. He's moved on up there, as now we had a change of the guard up front with Eagles now back up front. Eagles had taken over the lead finally, as I should have kept it on the 23. I'd keep the camera on the 23 truck. He leads. As soon as I take it off, Eagles got underneath and made the pass. Bob Drew in second. Lynch now in third. Rub in fourth. Typical in fifth. All that's going to change pretty much every lap. As you see, here comes Typical in the 20. Typical underneath the Rub, makes the pass. Rub in the 33 truck, right behind Typical. Typical now in fourth. Closing in on Lynch on the 23, right there in third. These guys are hauling ass. And it was Typical wants to get back up to that lead. I know he does. He knows he's got a fast truck. He knows he has a truck that can win. Question is, can he make the right move at the right time? Which is what all these guys are saying up here at the front. These guys have been flipping back and forth almost as much as a hamburger gets flipped at McDonald's. I'm just coming up with some crazy stuff tonight. It's Monday. Eagles, your current leader. Not sure what's going on with the 10 truck. And Street in the 10, unfortunately, has had to take it to the garage. And Street now out of the race. Oh, man. That sucks. Street was having a really, really good run. Or, I'm sorry, he's starting to have Street had a rough go from the beginning. He's involved in a couple of melees. And that just sucked. I think the controller disconnected maybe. But either way, Street, man, that absolutely sucks. As he's starting to wind them down here. Alright, let's get back into it. The Eagles, your leader. Typical now in second. Lynch in third with Bob Drew in fourth. Looking for a lap count. I'm going to see if I can get a lap count here in just a minute. Really putting some fast laps down, that's for sure. These guys are getting around here pretty quickly. And I can't see how many laps are left. I'll get a lap count here in just a second. The Eagles in first. Typical now in second. And exactly how the race started. The Eagles in first. Typical in second. Lynch in third. Bob Drew in fourth. That all will change as we've got now under 25 laps to go, I believe. soon as I look down, as now we're starting to have a change of the lead, as Typical now looks under Eagles. Typical wants that lead back, and he's going to get it. And Typical takes the lead. And looking in on Billy's stream, Billy is all the way back to 13th after that spin, as we've got 23 laps to go now. So, coming to the end here. Typical in first. Eagles in second. Lynch in third, with Bob Drew in fourth. Now looking to get that lead back, and he's going to do it with the help of Lynch. Lynch there right on his bumper, and Lynch is looking to take over second spot. Lynch was my pick tonight, trying to get himself a birthday present, and they're going to take it underneath, as Lynch now underneath of Eagles, looking for the lead. Not going to get it. Eagles shuts the door. Lynch now looking for second underneath a Typical, and he's able to do it coming off of turn 2. Yep, able to make it off of turn 2. So now he sets his sights on Eagles in the lead. Comes Typical in that 20. Typical looking for it and not able to get it. Lynch gets a good run going into the turn, off a turn, into turn 3. Real good run. Lynch has got that 23 truck hooked up. He's able to take that 23 truck anywhere he wants. He's got it hooked up, and he is right behind Eagles, our leader. But here comes Typical underneath with the help of Bob Drew, and with the help of Bob Drew, he should be able to make the pass here and turn 4 with pretty much ease, and he's going to be able to do it with the help of Bob Drew. So Lynch is going to drop back to 4th now. As let's kind of take a look, see what's going on. Back up to the front. Eagles in first, Typical in second. These guys have put on a heck of a show tonight, I can tell you what. And we're starting to get down here to the nitty-gritty. We've got 15 laps to go. Now, these guys have really set a pretty blistering pace. Here comes Typical with the help of Bob Drew. He's going to take the lead back. You got that 3-truck line underneath. The Eagles is going to be the odd man out to the outside now. Typical. Oh, look at that. Lynch looked to the high side. just enough and gave Eagles the opening to get down. So Eagles now moves into third position behind Bob Drew in that 8 truck. All chasing Typical in 20. Here comes Eagles now underneath of Bob Drew. I'll tell you what, these guys are just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's almost kind of like, you know, if you play the cards right, I mean, they just kind of been switching back and forth, switching spots all stage, this whole stage 3. And it's almost like if you time it right, you'll come out with the W. We are coming to the very end of this. As they are chasing that 20 car, as Lynch now in the 23, he may have burned up his stuff. He may have burned up. Nope, he's gonna get right back up there, I think. As Bob Drew now, he looks underneath the Eagles, and that's gonna let Lynch come right back on up there with him, and there he is. As Bob Drew now in second, he's going to give a go at Typical. And we're going to have 10 laps to go this next time by. As now Eagles looks underneath of Bob Drew to take that second spot back. Bob Drew might have something to say about that, and he does. And who is Lynch going to go with? Lynch stays to the bottom. Bob Drew fighting on the top side. Not giving up so easy. This is music to Typical's ears. As these guys stay side by side, he's able to put some distance. As now we got 10 laps to go. That is everything Typical wants to see. Typical sees these guys side by side. He's going to win this race. And he just might do it, as he's able to pull away just a little bit. But these guys now lined up to chase it, to run him back down. As we've got 9 laps to go now, so we're under 10 laps to go. Only 9 laps remain here at Chicagoland in the FTR A League. Back up here with our leader, and that's going to be the 20 truck of Typical. As Typical, now you see the space that he has between he and Eagles, as we are coming down to the wire. And you see now cone touch in that lime green truck. He might play a factor into this before it's all said and done. There's the interval between first and second. Typical in first, Eagles in second, Bob Drew in third, and Lynch in fourth. As Lynch, you see, and going for Lynch. Typical may have just rode off into the sunset when those guys were battling. When Eagles and Bob Drew were side by side, may have been just enough, as we've got 6 laps to go. 5 laps to go this next time by. Typical in that 20 truck. looking to get the win. And what a win it would be. But here comes Eagles now. Eagles, with the help of Bob Drew, has caught him. So this ain't over yet. Just a second ago, it looked like it might almost be in the bag with the distance that Typical had on Eagles. Now we've got 4 laps to go. So we're going to have 3 laps to go this next time by. Will that 97 of Tone Truck, or Tone Touch, I'm sorry. Nope, it's not going to make a difference. He's going to get out of the way. He's not going to, in much respect to Tone, he is not going to play a factor into this whatsoever. He's going to let these guys decide it for themselves. As Typical is in first. Eagles in second. Bob Drew in third. But Bob Drew, I think he's used up his stuff just like Lynch. So it's going to come down to Typical and Eagles. Typical's in first. Throwing the block. Throwing a big block. Covering that bottom side. Here come Eagles right on his tail. Right on his bumper. Coming through the tri-oval. Typical doing everything he can to hold on. Eagles looking to get this win. Here we go into turn 1. Typical. Oh, he stays low. This is the last lap. We are at the last lap, so Typical coming to the end here. Eagles in second. Now this is going to come down, and Typical's going to come away with the win. Eagles gave a great run. What a run by Eagles to come in second. Bob Drew in third, and Lynch in fourth. What a race. What a race. Man, that was awesome. That was awesome. Your final running order. Typical comes home the winner. Eagles in second. Bob Drew in third. Lynch in fourth. Happy birthday to Lynch, coming home fourth with a top 5. Racer with a great run in fifth. Dan the Man also, he gets a great run. Finishes 6th. Reckless Racer battles back to 7th. Rub On 'em gets 8th. Micah battled back to get 9th. Good run from Micah. And Billy gets himself a top 10 after two spins and 2 wrecks. The last one coming into stage 3. But battles back to get 10. What a race that was. Congratulations to Typical on getting the win here at Chicagoland. I had a lot of fun. What a race. FTR A League put on one heck of a show. Eagles gave it all he had there at the end. When it came down to it, Typical just did enough to block him and come home the winner here in FTR A League. Here on the Monday night special. Congratulations to Typical for getting the win. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Be sure to check out the FTR C League tomorrow night on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Billy will have the broadcast on his channel, and then check out the FTR A League back on Lugnut's channel and the normal broadcast of Lugnut and Big Rig Wednesday night for the FTR A League at Eldora All-Star Race. For me, I'm going to do it. I want to thank you all for tuning in on the Monday night special. I want to wish everybody a wonderful night. Congratulations to Typical on coming home the winner.